Hello and welcome. You're watching World News on Press TV, coming to you live from our headquarters in Tehran. Thank you for joining us. My name is Gisumi Shahmadi, and these are our top stories this hour. The U.S. Justice Chief has lashed out at President Donald Trump for the tweets he says are making his job at the Justice Department impossible.
The fact that the tweets are out there and correspond to things we're doing at the department sort of give grist to the mill, and that's why I think it's time to stop the tweeting about Department of Justice criminal cases. Public statements and tweets.
Bill Barr said that he cannot do his job with the constant background commentary that undercuts him. Barr, at the same time, stressed that he will not be bullied or influenced by anybody. The U.S. president is accused of interfering with a sentencing recommendation for his former advisor, Roger Stone. Trump's meddling prompted 4 Justice Department prosecutors to resign from the case this week. Now, Barr's criticism of Trump followed accusations that he acted under pressure from the president to overrule the prosecutors and seek a lighter prison sentence for Stone. To discuss that more, we're joined by Jason Unruhe, political commentator, who is joining us live right now from Ontario. Now, Jason, thank you very much for sparing some time for us once again here on Press TV's World News. What is your take? Do you think that Bill Barr was actually influenced by Donald Trump's tweet calling the sentencing unfair?
I think that's definitely the case. I mean, we are talking about the President of the United States, the man who holds the most powerful office inside of the entire country. The fact that we've had, these 4 lawmakers walk out definitely does show that there are some shady dealings going on inside the Justice Department. If we have seen anything from President Trump, is that he has had very much the bull in a china shop kind of mentality towards the rule of law. He has done whatever he wants, whenever he wants, with no regard to how the system functions, without any regard to ethics, and without any regards to what the law actually is. We saw him pull out of the JCPOA without any real reason for doing so. We have seen him violate the law repeatedly with regards to the southern border with Mexico. We have seen him perform all kinds of unethical actions with regards to the situation in Ukraine and trying to attack a political rival. He has given some orders some executive orders that may even be illegal themselves. I mean, we have seen this from him over and over again. And the fact that the idea that he would interfere in the legal situation in the United States seems perfectly in line with the way he has behaved thus far. And it shows that he has no regard for the rule of law. This means absolutely nothing to him. He feels that as the president, he is not a representative of the people, but the people are something to be ruled over by him. That's why these laws exist. That's why there are checks and balances, things that he laments because they stand in the way of him doing whatever it is that he feels is right to do at any given time, usually for his own enrichment.
Now, Jason, the United States has always been claiming to be an advocate of democracy around the world, trying to bring its democracy to other countries around the world. Don't you think that the presence of someone like Donald Trump in the Oval Office proves that the U.S. type of democracy is totally wrong?
Well, that would certainly give the indication. I mean, Donald Trump has shown complete disregard for the democratic processes. He has not gotten approval for certain actions that he wanted to take. Simply, democracy is not something that he's interested in. He's interested in being his own version of a dictator. And this is a country that preaches to the rest of the world what democracy and freedom is, while they have blatantly ignored it outright in home. I mean, the long history of police abuse against all people in America, regardless, often because of race, is a long-standing issue. The illegal detention of people trying to cross into the United States in what are almost tantamount to concentration camps. I mean, these are just domestic issues. I mean, we're not even talking about the times that the United States has overthrown legitimate, real democracies around the world in order to forward their own interests. They have tried to prop up a complete puppet inside of Venezuela, which has not been very successful at all. They are largely behind the coup inside of Bolivia that has replaced the democratically elected leader in that country with another person who is a complete neoliberal puppet of the United States, which is spiraling the country towards greater levels of poverty. And we can go back many, many decades to many countries who had a complete lack of democracy. Iran, for example, with the Shah, etc. These are all tremendous examples of the United States' outstanding hatred of freedom and democracy. Despite them claiming to be champions of it, they have used whatever means necessary to benefit themselves, all while claiming to be the champions of freedom.
Thank you very much, Jason Unruhe, political commentator, joining us live from Ontario.